Hello students, myself Anirban Basuria Chaudhuri, Lab Assistant, Department of Chemistry, JS College of Engineering, Kalyani. And you are watching the lab video. The paper name is Environmental Engineering Lab and paper code is Civil CE791. This is for Civil 4th year students. Okay students, now I am going to discuss and show you the experiment, that is the determination of chloride and chloride content in water sample. Now what is the aim of that experiment? The aim is to determine the chloride ion of a given water sample by argentometric method. Now argentometric method, why this term is called argentometric? Because in this experiment the main reagent which we are taking is silver nitrate. Okay. Now the Latin name of silver, you remember the Latin name of silver is argenta. So it is called the argentometric titration. Okay. Now the theory of the experiment, whenever we take the medium that is silver nitrate solution in the burette, and we have to take the sample which containing some chloride, and the indicator which is used in this experiment, that is potassium chromate. Potassium chromate, which is yellow in color. Okay. So whenever we add the silver nitrate solution into the sample of water in presence of that indicator potassium chromate, what happened? First of all, the silver ion is bind up with chloride ion and precipitated out as silver chloride. So what happened? Ag plus Cl minus, and from AgCl precipitation. Okay, that is white color, white in color. White color precipitation is precipitated out first. Now in that, when the titration process is going on, when all the chloride ion is precipitated out as silver chloride, that means if there is no chloride ion in the sample of water, then the excess drop which is coming from the burette, that silver nitrate, that excess drop of silver is bind up with chromate, that chromate CrO 4 2 minus ion and form silver chromate. Okay. Plus CrO 4 2 minus is form Ag2CrO4, that is brick red color, that precipitation is coming. Okay, so silver is bind up with chromate and form silver chromate precipitation, which is brick red color. Okay, now at the end point, that's why the end point of previously whenever we add the indicator, as I told, the indicator color is yellow, so the color of the solution is yellow, and after titration we will find out the brick red color. So yellow to brick red, that is the color change of this experiment. Okay. Now one question is there, that there are two precipitations are there, you know, one is silver chloride white color and another is silver chromate brick red color. Now that white color precipitation of silver chloride is precipitated out fast before that silver chromate. Okay, that's why at the end we are getting that silver chromate brick red color precipitation. Why? What is the reason behind it? The reason is like this. KSP of silver chloride is less than KSP of silver chloride. So what is KSP? That is the solubility product. So the solubility product of silver chloride is less than the solubility product of silver chromate. And whose solubility product is higher, they will take much time to precipitate it out. So that's why silver chloride is precipitated out fast, and the next one is silver chromate. Understood? So that is very important thing. The solubility product, for that solubility product, we will get silver chromate at the end. Okay. So this is the theoretical part. Now I will show you what are the reagent and apparatus which is required for this experiment, and how you actually do the experiment by your hand in the laboratory. I will show you. Today I will show you. So next time you have to perform. Okay. Now watch the video carefully so that you can understand how you do the practical. Okay. Okay, students. Now the apparatus and reagent which is required for this experiment I am showing you. So the apparatus, one burette is required, one pipette, 25 ml of pipette, and then 250 ml of washed conical flask, then sample, wash bottle. Okay, and the reagents are silver nitrate solution. We are preparing here N by 50, 1 by 50 normal of silver nitrate solution. Okay, then the indicator, that is potassium chromate, yellow in color, potassium chromate, 1 dropper for taking the indicator. Okay, so the procedure is like that. We have to collect, or we have to prepare out 25 ml of the sample in a washed conical flask. Then we have to add 2 drops of indicator, potassium chromate, and in the burette we have to fill the burette with N by 50 silver nitrate solution. Now before we going to start the experiment, we will mention some important thing about the chemistry laboratory. In the chemistry there are so many glass apparatus are available, you know. So you have to handle the glass apparatus very carefully, follow the instruction, you have to wear the apron whenever you do the practical. Then before starting any experiment in the chemistry, all the apparatus should be rinsed properly. They should be rinsed with tap water, then by distilled water. Okay, and in case of burette and pipette, only for burette and pipette, that should be rinsed with the solution also. Okay. So burettes and pipettes are rinsed with tap water, distilled water, then by the particular solution which you have to take in the burette or pipette it out by the pipette. Other apparatus should be rinsed with only water, that is tap water and distilled water. Understood? So if you do not do the rinsing properly, then maybe some errors are coming. So erroneous result will be there. So be careful about that. Now the first step, we are taking the silver nitrate solution inside the burette. Okay, so whatever desired quantity or volume you have to take, just follow the instruction and very gently you have to fill up the burette with silver nitrate solution. And whenever you fill the burette, always careful that stopcock should be in closed position. Okay. Now whatever desired volume is there, you just take little bit more of that. Okay, very gently. And for this experiment, very little is required because the chloride present is in the sample is not much more. So that's why. And then you have to make up the volume. And while you are make up the volume, that time your eye level should be parallel. So avoid the parallax error like this. Okay, and always check there should not be any air gap. Okay, then you have to clamp the burette. So silver nitrate is taken in the burette. Then we have to start pipetting. So 25 ml of sample should be pipetted out in the washed conical flask. Now I am showing you the pipetting. Okay, again you make up the volume. There is a mark, so up to that mark you have to prepare it out, and you have to see the lower meniscus. If the solution is colorless, always see the lower meniscus, and if it is a colored solution, then you have to take the upper one. Why upper one? Because lower meniscus is there if it is a aqueous solution, but it is not properly visible. Okay, so for burette, whenever you check the burette also, you have to apply that. You have to take the lower meniscus for colorless solution. So here you have to make up the volume 25 ml. Okay, now I have to transfer it into the conical flask. Now while you are transferring the solution through pipette, you never blow the pipette. Okay, what you have to do, after taking it, you just touch the tip of the end of the conical flask like this. Okay, don't blow the pipette. Remember, don't blow or never blow the pipette. It will maybe exceed of the volume. Now sample is taken 25 ml. Then we have to add 2 drops of indicator. By the dropper, I am giving 2 drops of indicator. Now see the color. Okay, that is yellow in color. Now we have to start the titration. While you are starting the titration, you have to keep a white page under the conical flask, and whenever you start, that time you have to see the burette for your initial reading, and see the initial reading and note down in a rough copy. Now we are going to start the experiment, that is the titration. Now in this particular asymptotic titration, you will see whenever we add the drop, at the very beginning we will see the local point. That means, as I told, the chloroidine is present in very less amount. That's why it is indicate when local point is coming. It is indicate that end point is very near. So be careful. You have to add drop by drop, not so many drop in one time. Okay, if you do that, if you have to practice it, if you do that one time so many drop, then the end point will be gone. Okay, so drop by drop you have to add, and in one drop the color should be changed. What is the color change? Yellow to brick red, remember. Now I am going to start. So very gently you have to drop from the burette, the solution should be dropped, and you have to start the conical flask. Okay, I am starting, and you see the local point is coming from the very beginning. There is very less amount is required. Okay. Now see, in one drop, color is changed. It is very short experiment. Look, brick red color is coming. Understood? Okay. Now what you have to do? You just check that final reading. That is your final reading. So initially you have written one initial reading, then the final reading is coming. So final minus initial, you will get your consumed volume. Okay. So you have to repeat that experiment twice. Okay. That means 3 observations you have to take, and you have to write down in your copy. So this is the practical part. Okay. Now I am going to discuss about the result calculation part. Okay. Keep watching. Okay, students. Now the last part of the experiment is result and calculation. Okay. So we have to fill up the table after doing the practical. Now we have to take, I told you, have to take field observation. and you have to put it into the table. So first column is volume of sample. The volume of sample that is what you are repeated out. It's 25. So for the single observation, you can write down 25. Now the next column is Bourret reading. Now Bourret reading, initial and final reading. Suppose initial reading is 0, and in this experiment for arithmetic calculation, the final reading is coming say 0.5. So final minus initial, you will get the volume which is consumed of silver nitrate, that is 0.5. Now there is a method to write on the table. What is your first time final reading? That should be your second time initial. And what is your second time final reading? That should be your third time initial. So in that manner, if you write down, then it is very good. Okay. Now the second observation. This is the initial reading. This one is the final reading. Again, final minus initial. This is the consumed volume. And the third observation. This is the consumed volume. Now the next column is concordant reading. So what is concordant reading? Concordant reading means two consecutive reading, which is same. That is the concordant reading. Okay. Now if we do the practical properly, starting from the using of the apparatus properly and then repeating properly, then every time whatever observation we are taking, that should be same. But it is not possible because not most of the time, because all of the human being may be some errors. So for this minimum twice you have to take the same reading. Then it is considered a good titration. Okay, that two consecutive reading which is coming, that is the concordant reading. So here 0.5 is coming twice, that's why 0.5 is the concordant reading. Okay. Now taking that concordant reading, we have to calculate further. Now the last column is coming after calculation. It is written there, but I am showing you how you get that amount of chloride. Okay. The calculation part. This is very easy. We have to determine how much chloride ion is present in the sample. That we have to calculate. So first of all, we have to determine the strength of water sample due to presence of chloride ion, or you have to determine the strength of chloride ion. Using the normality equation, V1 is what V2 is. Okay, it's familiar to you. Now, V1 is the volume of sample taken. Volume of sample means 25 ml. You are taking 25 ml for this case. V2, volume of silver nitrate. That volume of silver nitrate is the Bourret reading. That whatever concordant reading is there, you have to write down instead of V2. Then S1 is the strength of the sample. Strength of the sample that you have to determine. And S2 strength of the silver nitrate solution, and we are taking n by 50 or 1 by 50 normal silver nitrate is taken for this experiment. Okay. Now you have to put that value, and after calculation, S1 is coming 0.0004 normal. If we take 0.5, the as concordant. Understood? So this is the strength of chloride ion, strength of chloride ion present in the sample. Now the next part, all of you know, I think equivalent weight of chloride ion is 35.5. Now if we do the calculation in that simple unitary method, like 1000 ml 1 normal water sample due to presence of chloride ion, always you have to mention this thing, because actually we are doing the chloride ion which is present in the sample. So 1000 ml 1 normal water sample presence of chloride ion contains 35.5 gram of chloride ion. Then normal unitary method 1000 ml S1 normal. So instead of S1, you can write down this value, because already we are determining here. So maybe your whenever you do the practical, your reading will be different. So you have to put that value. That much normal of water sample contains how much? 35.5 into that grams of chloride ion. Now you have to convert the gram to milligram. How? By multiplying 1000. Now the result is coming 14.2 milligram of chloride ion. It's very simple. amount of colloidal present in the sample is 14.2 milligram per liter, because we are calculating 1000. So 14.2 milligram per liter or ppm, parts per liter. Now this value you have to put in the last column of your table. Okay, so 14.2, the amount of colloidal present is 14.2 ppm. Okay. Now this is all about the experiment of the arithmetic dimension. Okay, I think all of you understood that. Okay, now I am discussing about some question which will be asked in the Viva. Very simple. 3 or 4 questions are there for this experiment. So the number 1 question: why this experiment is called arithmetic dimension? So already I discussed it. Told you that the main reagent is silver nitrate, and the Latin name of silver is argentum. So it is called arithmetic dimension. Okay, very simple. Now the next one, in this experiment, in the theory part, already we discussed that you saw that 2 precipitations are there. Number 1 is silver chloride, white color precipitation, and number 2 is silver chromate, that is brick red color precipitation. Now the question is that why the silver chloride is precipitated out fast before silver chromate? Why not silver chromate? Now what is the answer? Already it is told by me that solubility product of silver chloride is less than the solubility product of silver chromate. That means whose solubility product is higher, they will take much time for precipitation. Okay, so that's why silver chloride is precipitated out fast, then we will get silver chromate precipitation. So that's why color we are getting the color brick red. Now the next question: what is the color change of this experiment? So you know, whenever we add the indicator, the color is yellow. The color of the solution is yellow, and after titration, after rainfall, we found brick red. So yellow to brick red. That is the color change. Now what is the indicator of this experiment? The indicator is potassium chlorate, which is yellow in color. Okay. And another question may be asked: why we are doing the experiment? Why we are doing arithmetic dimension? So it is a water quality parameter experiment. So if one sample of water is given to you and ask you how much chloride is present, so very easily by that method you can find out how much chloride is present. Okay, students. So these are some questions which may be asked in the Viva. So this is all about arithmetic dimension method. Now we will see you in the next class. Thank you.